Well, I'm Mel,
I'm Tosh.
and we are the team of Mohagony Momology. So by day, I work in event management,
And by day, I am a speech language pathologist.
but Mohagony Momology is an online and podcast pertaining to the concerns and carefree parenting of Black motherhood.
And typically, what we do is talk about really off the cuff, that's what I say, off the cuff topics, kitchen table topics pertaining to Black motherhood, or things that, and I should say, things that you don't necessarily converse with work colleagues or anything like that. It's just you and family, or you and your girlfriends talking about things that kind of is way back in your mind that you talk about.
And it's in depth. So, for example, homeschooling. You can find information online, but sometimes you have burning questions, and it's better to come from a standpoint from your girlfriend or a trusted friend than it is when you can't get that from the websites. So that's what we try to do, is dive deeper into the questions that everybody wants to know, but do it in a nice, fun manner as well, too.
Like I said, kitchen table, we sit around, things like that. Another topic that we've talked about is the rise of gun ownership among Black women. It's not just a conservative viewpoint, but women are thinking about arming themselves for whatever personal reason that they have. So that's another very good topic that we get into.
And sometimes it's topics that people don't necessarily think about or realize, like the gun ownership and the rise of that.
Right.
As well as surrogacy and being a Black mom and having someone else's child and what that's like. So we explore a variety of topics for everyone.
Yeah. But yeah, motherhood is real, as you can see. I have one here, and then I have the other lovely young boy sitting at the table. But just because I am a Black mother, I do absolutely think about motherhood, and it is a challenge trying to juggle and balance all of that. But I also do talk, and I am interested in current events and real life topics. It actually stemmed from a mom support group that I attend, and in the Facebook group, we, the presidents or leaders, regional leaders, vice president, national, we just throw ideas out there. So I had just threw an idea out there saying, hey, since this support group is on a national level, if they did have a podcast, or if anybody was interested in podcasting, and surprisingly enough, they said no, they don't. They've done radio in the past, but I see podcasting as the rising alternative to radio. A lot of my friends listen to podcasting, so why not listen to podcasts and sit and feel like you're talking to your girlfriend, or listening to your girlfriend talk in the car or at home or wherever you listen to your podcast. So that's kind of what brought the idea to fruition.
You can find us on iTunes, Google Play Music, Spotify. Pretty much any podcast app out there has us. And then our website, we're on Lisbon, but we're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Mohagony Momology. I would say there are other moms podcasts that do talk about issues at times, but a lot of the times it is more the day-to-day or what's popular culture. And using that as the topic, so it's ever going on in the news. So sometimes that can be, you're in a certain time frame, whereas with our podcast, it is timeless, and it can be listened to at any time of the year, and year over year, and it can be shared at any time. So that's what I think makes us different in that regard.
I also want to add that a lot of the mom podcasts cater to moms as a whole. I mean, I think Black motherhood has its unique set of challenges. And so that's definitely what makes us different. You don't really see that much of a medium for Black moms to discuss and talk about different topics out there. So that's what I think, that what makes us a little bit different than the rest of them.
Woo. I see the challenges of awareness, the challenge that we may not always know. And a lot of times you may hear us say, you only know what you know.
Or you don't know.
Or what you don't know. So what we try to do with our podcast is give you those tools and resources so that you are able to know in that regard.
I also think the Black mom thought process with raising kids is constantly shifting. We constantly have to think about how we raise our children in society, and then we have to add that other aspect of being Black and how that shapes how we make day-to-day decisions for our sons and daughters as well. So we're constantly shifting our mindset to make sure that we survive.
We're constantly multitasking.
Constantly.
I would say for any mom listening to us, they're welcome to provide ideas and topics. And also, too, a lot of times you may also hear us say we only scratch the surface in our topics. It's because we want our listeners to go and do some additional research on it. We only give you about 45 minutes to an hour of time, but we want people to dive deeper into the topics that we are discussing.
And then I also want moms to be aware that, you're not alone in this journey. Mm-hmm. And so even if it's just a podcast that, gives you a little bit of comfort in your own thoughts and minds, then I think I've succeeded in my goal. And I hope you would use that or take that avenue to maybe possibly seek out other Black mom groups, things like that, to bond and create your own village.